I saw what you did last summer, the 2025 version, of course. And this franchise has honestly been not one of my like personal favorites, but it has made its mark in the horror genre community. If you remember the 1997 film, I Know What You Did Last Summer, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., and you saw the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, uh, starring the same people. You kind of get the gist of it. A group of teens got into some kind of accident on the road in this small town by the water, and they were so afraid of getting into such big trouble with the authorities, they decided to keep it hush hush and just left the scene of the incident, only for a year later to be given a note that said, I know what you did last summer. That is followed by a series of brutal killings by a strange man in a fisherman's outfit. You don't see the face, and his main weapon is a hook, like a gaffer's hook. If you remember the 1997 film, the killings were brutal. In this new movie, the killings are brutal, and it follows the same premise, except it's a brand new group of kids, same place, same area, same town. Ava, who I consider to be the main protagonist, she's one of a small group of young people that know each other and grew up together, kind of, and they they have an accident with somebody that runs off the road, and they're out of fear. They, you know, make a pact to just keep it hush hush amongst themselves. Of course, not without any regrets or guilt about it. A year later, during one of the girls, I forgot her name, her bridal party, she gets a note and that says, "I know what you did last summer." Then it begins the brutal killings. The guy with the slick, raincoat and all that, and they're trying to figure out who's doing this, why they're doing this, and how they're gonna escape from being brutally murdered. So they go out and seek the help of two survivors from the same thing that happened almost 30 years ago, about 28 years back. Of course, that was Julie, which was played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I forgot the guy's name, that was played by Freddie Prinze Jr. Those are the two survivors of that time. And they come and try to help them to try to figure out how to handle it, how to handle the situation, how to find the killer, and the main theme is basically get them before they get you, which is what Julie tries to tell Ava and her group. Now, did I like the movie? I did. It was a good story. I liked the consistency. I liked the chronological flow from the original film, the original two films and stuff like that. So I did appreciate that a lot. I liked how they were trying to figure it out, how to like figure out who the killer is. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's I can't help but compare it to Scream because it's almost the same. Not almost the same, but in regards to who's the killer, who done it, who's behind that mask, right? So that's the that seems those are the two. That's the one thing the two films have in common. Um, but in this one, it's obviously updated. It's happening in our time, where we have our technology now and how things are going. The town, they try to go to the authorities. They try to go to the town to find out what's going on, to see if they can get help. They're not gonna get help from the cops and from the community. So they rely on Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character and Julie, who is now a professor at a college, um, to kind of help them unravel this problem before more people die. What I liked about this film was that it had a theme. The theme was when you grieve loss of someone, what do you do with that grief? They either makes you into a better, more virtuous person, or it turns you into something you weren't supposed to be, something more sinister, something more dark. And I think this film capitalizes on that theme. Like when you have a major loss, when you have trauma in your life, what do you allow that trauma to do to you? You have the power, you have the freedom to choose, and allow how you navigate around the pain, the grief, the trauma, to either make yourself a better person or a bad person. And that's kind of the main theme of this movie. I really appreciated that concept. I'm gonna give I did what you did. I know I know what you did last summer. 3 coffee cups. 3 coffee cups. Because I like the story. It was a solid story, solid beginning, solid ending. It almost, in a way, you don't even have to. If you never saw the first one, you could just watch this one and be content with it because it follows pretty much the same discourse. However, if you did watch the original ones, I would still advise it because if you watch the first two, watch both. Watch both because I think both play a hand in this movie, especially in the post-credit scene. Don't get up yet when the credits start rolling. Stick around. It's pretty cool. So just stick around and see for that, and then come back. Let me know. Talk to me. Comment below on your thoughts on I Know What You Did Last Summer. Notice how they just continue to do this thing with these movies that they don't even put a part 3 or a part 4 to it anymore. It's just the original title. They did it with Halloween in 2018. They did it with Candyman, stuff like that. So to see that coming, which I honestly I don't have a problem with. It may confuse some people into thinking it's a remake as opposed to a sequel. This was definitely a sequel. So go check it out. Let me know what you think. I thought it was good. The kills weren't so graphic. I mean, they were there. Trust me, there was blood. There was stuff going on. There was death and there was brutal killings. But it wasn't like gory guts spilling all over the dang place. Gory. You know what I mean? I guess it's the best way. So if you're squeamish about that kind of stuff, I wouldn't worry too much about it regarding this film. You know what I mean? But but I'll leave that up to you. Let me know what you think. Thank you again for tuning in to Horror and Coffee. And this is Ralph Perez, your host. 3 coffee cups. Go check it out. Until next time, take care.